on 10. Project 7-1 here. Crucial conflict. Yes indeed, horns. We doing this one off the fly, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't even practice this one. We gonna jam this out for the great Biggie Smalls, y'all.
Yo, y'all know what it is, much your hot. It's your boy Heartbeat. Each and every Tuesday night here. Only like media.net, powered by livemusicforyou.com. He's sitting here riding shotgun with me as always, each and every Tuesday. My co-host, my cousin, my right hand, my love bug, Lonnie Love's in the building. What's happening, girl?
Hey, how you doing tonight?
Everything's good, man. We got a dynamite show lined up for everybody this evening.
Who's on tonight?
Today we're playing tribute to all the nonprofits and the mentoring programs in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. For instance, today's guest, we have Mr. Phillip Williams. He's the co-founder of the Mancore Leadership Program. He's going to come in here along with Mr. Gerard Hawkins and just give us a little info on what's going on over there with the organization as far as the mentoring program, which I think is a very beautiful thing.
I think it's a beautiful thing too. It's something that's really needed in the community.
And like, I think it's kind of similar to what Steve Harvey's doing over there with his organization. So we're going to dive in there with these guys. And we also have Mr. Jerry Vines with the 1228 Entertainment Group talking about this big fundraiser they got coming down on August the 21st.
Oh, okay.
I think DTLR is involved. A lot of people involved in that. So that's another good thing, you know, a nonprofit organization. So we're going to dive into his situation. And also, Jerry Vines, a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people do know, this guy was like him and Cliff, the legendary Cliff Jones. That's his former partner. Those guys are like responsible for like Genuine, Raheem Devon, Drew Hill. So, you know, besides the nonprofit situation, we also can, you know, want to find out what's going on with him and his entertainment company. So that's what it is. So keep locked as we rock. That's a Heartbeat Conga Hour, number one show on Go-Go. That's what they tell us, Lonnie Love.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So when we come back, man, after this little crank break, I'm on the 1s and 2s right now. Mel Boogie's out on assignment right now, so Heartbeat's on the 1 and 2. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a little 3-minute crank break. We'll be right back with the Go-Go report from Miss Lonnie Love. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Rapper dude on the mic, Project 7-1 got my back. We ain't even practice this one here, Funky Funk. We off the fly with this one. Let's see my man Lucky just came in. Congo time, y'all. 808, y'all. Smells me some cornbread, don't. Smells me some cornbread this Thursday night, y'all.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, each and every Tuesday night, 8 to 10 p.m. on the Red Hot Heartbeat Conga Hour. Only on elecmedia.net, powered by livemusicforyou.com. Sitting here with the one and only Lonnie Love, riding shotgun. Hey, baby.
Hey.
Hey, look here, ladies and gentlemen, for all you looking at this right now in HD on elecmedia.net. We're sitting here with some very, very special young men. They have a group, a nonprofit organization, I might add.
Yes, sir.
By the name of Mancore Leadership Program. You can catch them on the web at mancore.org.
Correct.
All right. Sitting here with the one and only Mr. Phillip Williams. He happens to be the co-founder of the Mancore Leadership Program. And also, I guess, is this your sidekick right here?
No, not even close.
Anyway, Mr. Gerard Hawkins, your dad is another co-founder, right? Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. They're here. The Mancore Leadership Program is in the building. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir.
I love that name, man. That's my last name, too. It might be Tim from. How you doing this evening, man? Good
fantastic. Blessed to be here and thankful that you guys are having us and we're able to share the message.
Thank you for coming in.
Yes, thank you.
And sharing your message with us. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty right now.
Sure
you guys are a non-profit organization by the man of Mancore Leadership Program, right?
Yes, sir.
Like I said on the web, it's mancore.org, right?
Correct.
Let everybody knows how you guys got started.
You know, we started the Mancore Leadership Program about 4 years ago out of the South Bowie Community Center. And as a community center, there's a lot of activities with young men coming in and out. And so we get to see the best and worst of us come in and to play basketball in particular.
That's great.
And as a result, you start seeing as I said, the best and worst. You start seeing the young leaders, as we refer to them as the young lions, leading on the basketball court. And we started wondering, are you leading in life?
Yes.
Are you prepared to be king of the jungle outside of the gym?
So you pretty much piggybacked off that situation.
Well,
and turned it into something great, I might add.
Absolutely.
That's great.
It's we've been able to create the program, and We actually presented it to the community center originally, saying, we think there's a better opportunity to be able to leverage and educate our teens, our young men, so that they're doing more than just aspiring to be athletes. Maybe we can give them some of those intangible skills,
life skills,
exactly, on how to become a young man.
That's great.
So that when you get the opportunity to get that big contract, or you get the opportunity to go to college, you know how to speak accordingly.
Yes, sir.
You know how to make eye contact. You know how to shake hands. You know how to tie a tie. You know how to dress for business.
That's a beautiful thing, brother.
And prepare yourself for success. All too often we get in positions of success and we're not actually able to receive it properly because we don't have the tools in order to be able to embrace it.
So during you guys 3 years of existence,
yes, sir.
Let's dwell on a little success story. Can you tell me something about a success story that you guys have, like the end result of what you guys are doing with these young men? Give me a success story.
So we look at Mancore as it's a lifelong journey. So there is no graduation.
Gotcha.
It's a reception and a celebration that continues on. So there's some examples that I like to give to you that I would like to say successes is. We teach young men how to tie a tie in the very beginning.
And you know what? Don't laugh, okay?
Yeah, sure.
I didn't know how to tie a tie until I was like 30 years old.
Well, but you're not alone.
30 years old.
You're not alone.
And people they actually don't realize how important that is as far as attaining a job interview,
Correct.
Things of that nature. And tying a tie is very important. And people might look at that as a small thing. Go ahead and laugh. People might look at that as a small thing.
I used to tie the tie.
Yes, you sure did.
So.
Okay, let's continue on with that. I had to get that out the way.
No, but there's a young man who was tying his tie, and his father went over to help him to tie his tie.
Right.
Because, it's a bonding experience, and the young man snatched away from his father.
It really is.
And as he snatched away from his father, it was somewhat aggressive. He's 14 years old.
Okay.
And his father grabbed him right away. And I said, hey, hold on. We don't need that here. There's a bigger issue.
Right.
We're just tying a tie.
Right.
So
really not,
myself and Coach Mike, who happens to be Mike Hawkins, took the young man into one room and told the father, we'll be back with you in just a couple minutes. Just be patient. And when we asked the young man what was going on, he just started bawling. Just started crying. And what he expressed to us is that his dad had actually yelled at his mother, and he felt like he should have been there to protect his mother.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, and his father left the house. And this was the first time he's back with his father.
Okay.
Well, when we talked to the father says, we were having a conversation because I had just lost my job.
Mm-hmm.
And it was hard for me to share with her I didn't know what my next step was going to be, what our next step was going to be.
Right.
So out of frustration, we were yelling. We were having an adult conversation.
Gotcha.
In the presence of a child.
Exactly. So the young man now feels like he should be protecting his mother.
That's natural.
When after he understands his father as a man, it changes the dynamics.
Yes,
so
sir.
by default, we become counselors in this family in helping them become men. Now, granted, there is no handbook or no textbook, but being able to have that young man and his father share that moment in our presence as a result of what we're doing, that's what it's all about. It's about the journey of manhood from a young man becoming a man and being able to see it through a man's eyes, because the only way you learn how to become a lion is from a lion.
And being able to communicate better.
Exactly.
Without being aggressive.
And that's extremely important as well. We work on communication skills, being emotional. There's nothing, how can I say, people refer to being less manly if you're emotional.
Yes, sir.
It's just a matter of how you maintain and how you navigate through your emotions.
Exactly.
You have to navigate through your emotions. There's nothing wrong with a man crying, because if a man feels something, because once again, he is human. It's a matter of whether that feeling is what dictates your next move. You have to be man and conscious.
And I think, not to interrupt you, Mr. Williams,
Sure
I
thing.
think this situation right here is very much needed, especially in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area.
Yeah.
Because what you guys are doing right now, I mean, I can't even really put it into words. I can't put it into words because
I think it's brilliant.
I see a lot of the young men that I've actually mentored young men myself, but a lot of the young men I've seen go astray out here right now, they come from fatherless households.
Yes.
And I'm gonna keep it 100. It's reality.
True.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of these, I go to the gas station sometimes. These young men, like especially in the southeast area, they out there with the shirts. Oh man,
Right.
it's like a trend. They begging you for money. You know, shame walking around with the and 9 times out of 10 they come from a fatherless household. Okay, so I think what you guys are doing is very tremendous.
Well, but we don't want to be substitutes for the fathers.
Right.
We want to be able to support the family in what's needed. So, for example, that mother may just need that male support that family, that grandmother needs a male figure, not to necessarily be a father, but to give that young man an opportunity to be a young man. Whereas he may think that since he is 12 years old and he's the only man in the house, he's head of household.
Right.
No, that's not the case. The reality of it is that there are things you need to. Exactly, you're still a child, and we want to teach you how to be a young man so that you can blossom into becoming a man.
Right.
All too often now we find that we're in competition. Myself and Coach Mike laugh all too often. So we're in competition with Beats headphones and the noise cancellation headphones, because when that noise cancellation is on, we're competing with Young Thug and Lil Wayne and Fetty Wap and Future, because they've canceled out all the noise to your ears.
Right, because they don't realize it's just entertainment.
Exactly. So they're not hearing our voices because they have the headphones on. So for us, it's one of those things that it's important to make sure that we kind of we become a disruptor in a child's life when you start infusing the principles of manhood, because they've never seen that before. That's something new. That's something different. And as you express those young men who are at the gas station, seeing a man such as yourself or someone who has a typical 9 to 5. Nobody wants a typical 9 to 5. Everybody sees the end result of the wealth or the vehicles or the money. They don't necessarily see the work that goes into getting that.
Right.
And there's, those things are commendable. Those things are respectable. To be able to, provide for your family, to communicate with your spouse and be an upstanding man, that's okay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, look, we're sitting here with the one and only Phillip Williams, co-founder of the Mancore Leadership Program, I'm going to add. You can reach them on the web at mancore.org. What we're going to do, we're going to get with the Go-Go Report. First of all, let's dwell back into it, Mr. Williams, Mr. Phillip Williams. Everything that you've enlightened us with, like I said before, to me, I think this is a tremendous situation. And how can the people really get in touch with you? Do they want to, donate monetary or time or something of that nature?
Really and truly, time is money, and we need as much time as we need money. But feel free to visit us on at mancore.org. You can visit us on Facebook and support Mancore, and you can go to GoFundMe /support Mancore as well. So we have a GoFundMe campaign. We've been very fortunate to have a large number of contributions come all the way from Alaska to Florida.
Wow.
Because people believe in the mission. People know that it's important, and they see value in it. But most importantly, we need time. We need more men to come out and share their story and let young men know that we are not ghosts. That we are real, and there are a lot of lions that are in their presence that can teach them how to be men that at the end of the day will be upstanding, responsible, held accountable, honest, sincere, trustworthy, respectable, all those qualities that we look for, as well as not only in men, but also that women look for in men.
That's great. Now, who is this young gentleman sitting to your left? I'm at that.
Well, with me, I'm fortunate enough to have Jared Hawkins. His father is actually doing another program tonight. And he has been with the program from the very beginning. And I also have my son, Quincy Williams, who's 12 years old, who's been a part of Mancore from the very beginning. And as I say, we live Mancore as a lifestyle for all of us.
Right.
And the goal, of course, to make it something that is common as opposed to something that is uncommon.
Let me shift the gears real quick before we get to you. Young Quincy, what's going on, brother?
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
So how's this program affected you and helped you as far as your transition into becoming a young man?
This program has influenced me to doing little things, to actually put more effort into doing little everyday things as well, and showing more respect to other people, and just being more courteous to doing the little things.
That's a great thing. So how old are you again, young Quincy? 12 years old?
12 years old.
So you're just coming into you become a teenager next year, I guess, right?
Yes, sir.
So as far as this program does, how does it help you as far as your books and your academics?
It helps you, I guess, see more of how it impacts you in the future when you don't do certain things.
Right.
Like how it impacts you going to college.
Right.
And how impactful going to college is.
Okay.
As well as showing how after doing all of that, there's still something else to do.
Okay, that's great, man. Let's shift gears again over here to Mr. Hawkins. What's happening, man? Everything's good. Everything's good, man. So what position do you play in this organization?
Oh, that wasn't automatic, huh? That's excellent. So what did that entail? Like, I see you guys do like money management too. Right. Yeah, that's the truth.
That's a good thing. I mean, you got to look at. You say your dad's like one of the co-founders too. I mean, it's such a great thing you guys are doing because, like I said, this area, especially along areas like Chicago, you got a lot of violence in the street. DC, you have all this violence, and it's a lot of these young men out here that's being led straight. And like I said, once again, I must commend you guys on what you guys are doing because this right here is a heaven sent to me. It's my first time actually hearing about you guys. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys, but I'm gonna make sure within this availability, the availability of this show, it's always open to you, and make sure that we dive into this bed of Mancore. What is the Mancore Leadership Program? We're gonna dive into this bed with y'all and help you guys in whichever way we could or can.
But I mean, we appreciate all the love and help and support.
Yeah, man.
Because we understand it. Like I said, it's a journey. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint, and it's going to take an army of men to help these young boys understand the value of manhood. Things are being lost every day.
Yes, sir.
We are being lost every day. We're an endangered species. You mentioned the city of Chicago. I'm born and raised from the city of Chicago, South Side. So
yes,
I understand its value and importance. I was just there this past weekend.
Okay.
And there were 3 murders this weekend.
Unbelievable, man.
But the understanding the value of a young life is extremely important. But we don't value each other, and all too often, as men, we got to step forward. We're not only the head of household, but then again, we're the leaders in our communities. It's our job to be in the front of that line, and we have examples from Marcus Garvey to Nat Turner to Malcolm X to Dr. King. They were leading the march. Okay. We need young men to be able to understand that you are here to lead. You are not here to be a follower. And understanding the principles that it takes, you're going to have to make sacrifices. They're young men. Everybody wants to be a professional athlete, like I said, and they see the goal at the end of the road. Everybody sees LeBron get the 3-year, $100 million contract, but they don't see the work he put in beginning at 5 in the morning till 12. They see the 2 o'clock lunch.
Right.
So in understanding, you see the man who's doing the work, and as Quincy mentioned we talk about higher education. That higher education, we're just trying to build you a platform for future success.
Right.
Graduating from college is not necessarily the benchmark of being successful. It just shows that you have endured more education and have been able to adapt to a different environment, and you have persevered and still succeeded.
Let me ask you a question as far as if any parent out here, listening to this program right now,
yes.
Of course they can get in touch with you guys through mancore.org, right?
Correct.
So what's the actual process after that?
So we're part of Maryland Parks and Planning. So we're partners with the Maryland Parks and Planning. So there are books that come out quarterly for the state of Maryland that actually show the program. So the summer youth programs, the day camps, and basketball and football. We're in that list with yoga and karaoke and karate. We're in that booklet as well under the mentoring program.
Okay.
So you can go online and you'll have to go through the Parks and Planning website. There's a barcode that goes along with it for you to be able to register, or you can go to any Parks and Planning facility and register there on site. We actually do our program at the South Bowie Community Center. We've had other community centers reach out to us. We'd love to be able to expand and do more. The reality of the situation is we don't have the capacity. So we've had on an average, between 18 and 42 young boys joining us on Fridays.
That's great.
It has been fantastic because their families are allowing their children to be a part of this program.
So where are your facilities located at?
1717 Pittsfield Lane, which is in Bowie. It's actually in South Bowie.
Okay.
But I explain to people it's easy to get to. It's a friendly environment because on Fridays, actually in the community center, it is basically teen night. So after the event of Mancore between 6 and 7, from 7 o'clock until 10 o'clock, the gymnasium is open to teens only between the ages of 10 and 17. So you basically have these, 20 or 30 young men who have like minds going into the gymnasium playing together.
Okay.
So, not only are you able to you're gonna get fed mentally, spiritually, but you're also gonna get it physically as well when you go into the gym.
Could you elaborate on the job?
Talking to the mic, Lon.
Could you elaborate on the job interview skills?
Sure. We have professionals that are local business owners, entrepreneurs, and hiring managers come in. We do 2 sessions on interviewing. The first one, we teach them how to do the interview. Not only we're talking about public speaking, but they've already learned how to tie their tie by that time. The young men don't necessarily have resumes, but we need to talk about your strengths and your weaknesses and be able to articulate them properly. You've already learned how to shake hands. You've learned how to speak. You've learned how to introduce yourself. And most importantly, you've learned how to listen and respond. Then the second session of that, we actually have those business professionals come in and interview the young men. They have a list of questions, and they basically give each young man a grade saying you would get the job or you wouldn't get the job. I liked you for this. I think you could have talked more about that. You didn't look at me enough, or you didn't shake my hand strong enough, or you weren't paying attention, or you were chewing gum. But you don't normally get that kind of feedback when you go on an interview, regardless of whether it's trying to get to college or whether you're trying to get a job. You don't get the feedback. So you don't know what happened. You just feel like, well, I tried it and they didn't pick me. Well, they may not have picked you because they weren't looking for a young black male. That didn't mean you didn't do a good job. That just meant they weren't looking for you at that moment. So the young men that we have, one young man was extremely excited because he's like, Daddy, I can go out and get a job. It's like, no, man, you're 11 years old. You got time. But if we give you those tools at 11 years old, by the time you're 16 and you're working, we expect you to become a business owner. We need you to be able to think like the owner and think like the boss, more so than the employee. But you got to be a good employee before you can be a good boss. So we try and teach them, all those skills which are extremely important moving forward.
Okay, Mr. Williams, like I said before, it's been such a pleasure having you guys here. We're going to elaborate on this situation probably further down the road, but in the meantime, between time, let everybody know one more time how they can get in touch with you.
Feel free to visit us at mancore.org or on Facebook at Facebook/support Mancore, or you can contribute monetarily through PayPal or through GoFundMe at GoFundMe/support Mancore.
And we're going to put your information up on the website, okay?
Fantastic.
So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Phillip Williams, Mancore Leadership Program. You can touch this man at mancore.org. It's a Heartbeat Conga Hour each and every Tuesday night. OnlyLifeMedia.net, powered by LiveMusicForYou.com. We'll be right back up this crank break with the Go-Go Report. And right after that, Mr. Jerry Vine from the 1228 Entertainment Group. Let's go.